How are you? Hi, Courtney. Courtney, I shot you a message probably a week or two ago. I'm not sure if you got it, but just let me know. Hi, Jack. Hi, Dee. Good morning. Wisconsin. Hey, Toronto. Hi. Thank you so much, Courtney. Tanya, hi. I'm so happy you're here. I know I missed you all too. Monique, good morning. Thank you so much. I wanted something different for my birthday, so I cut it. Katie, good morning. Olay, Seattle, Washington. Hello, Nia, Rich Rising. Hope birthday festivities were amazing. They were. They were. Thank you for asking. Hi, everybody. Okay. Really quickly, just so that we can continue to let me have this light. Here we go. We can just continue to have like a safe space. We're not going to talk about the election. However, if you guys need a space held for you in claims to that, please shoot me a DM. Um, yeah, I think I can do it one on one. I don't know if I can do it in a group yet. Like mentally, I'm still processing what's happening. Um, and I want to make sure that I can still hold space. And I know that I can do that if we're focusing on something um, that I have the capacity for. Okay. So, with that being said, if you are someone who identifies as a black woman, black femme, and you have to go into work today, you have to still communicate and be in the presence of other people, and it may make you feel unsafe. Do your absolute best in whatever that looks like, and know that that is enough. Know that you are enough. Know that doesn't, you don't have to be perfect to live in this world. Um, and just because people hold your blackness and your womanness against you doesn't mean that you have to hold it against yourself. Okay. And yeah, feel free to DM me if you need added support. Okay. But what we are going to talk about today, we're going to tap for joy, imagination, and limitless possibility, because whether it's conditioning or some type of ancestral energy that's running through my veins, I just cannot give up. I just don't have it in me to do that. I don't necessarily know if that's something to be praised about. Maybe it is a sign of conditioning. But I just feel like we're gonna deal with so much in the upcoming weeks, months, and years. Um, and I think we deserve a little joy. You know, may not be what's favorable. I know a lot of people are saying, "Let's get to work, let's grind, let's hustle." I'm asking you to rest and to find all the joy in the world that you can possibly find. Seek it out with a relentless focus, because we need it, and we need to store as much of it as possible so that we are able to navigate whatever is coming next. Okay? Okay. Okay, you've responded. Okay, cool. I'll check my message. Yes, Rahana, hello. Yes. Yeah, I'm scared. Yeah, I get that completely. Yeah. No, Courtney, I hear you. The world is already a pretty scary place. Um, I just think more people are becoming aware that it is. It's been scary my entire life. So I think it's just being more prevalent now. Just more out in the open for everyone to see, which I don't necessarily know is a bad thing. Maybe that's what needs to happen. Maybe it wasn't enough just for us to see it. Maybe it's good that everyone now can see how terrifying it can be. Um, yeah. Okay. So, with that being said, give me 1 second. There we go. Okay. We're gonna talk about joy. And we can catch up a little bit. So my birthday was really sweet. I spent time with my family. It was really nice, very um, peaceful. I meditated, did yoga, prayed. I journaled into the new year, wrote myself a beautiful love letter that I like to write myself every year. entering into a new year. Um, the day of my birthday was really, really beautiful. And I really appreciated like all the love and everything that people sent. So thank you so much if you wished me happy birthday. It meant so much to me. It definitely felt so good. It felt weird not being on live too. So I was just like, oh my goodness, like very looking forward to doing this today, even despite what's happening. And yeah, it's been pretty I want to say it's been smooth, but I still feel like I'm settling in. Like it's officially been 7 days into my 34th year of living. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if it's just my feelings wrapped up around what happened last night. Well, I'm not really able to like speak to it, but yeah, I was very happy with my birthday. It was nice. Nice to have that reprieve. Those memories, you know? No, they're not, Monique. They're still not ready for us. It's unfortunate. Thank you, Courtney. Yes, yes. I am looking forward to that. Like, I'm looking forward to being able to like just kind of see your faces and just hear your voices. And I think I'm gonna definitely need it even more now than I thought I would have needed it prior to. So if you guys are able to come and hang out with me on Saturday for a little bit to do some celebratory birthday things, please let me know. I would love for you guys to come there and just spend time. Spend time with my family. You guys are family to me, so that would mean a lot. Okay? Okay. So, I know Katie's saying I'm glad I was able to celebrate it peacefully. And I feel, I guess, a little bit of sadness because my sister's birthday is tomorrow. And I don't know how she's going to be able to celebrate it with all of this happening. Um, but I'm gonna do my best to show up and bring joy because regardless, I'm very happy she was born. um, even the timing around her birthday is just not like ideal. So yeah. It's going to be on Wearby, Tanya. So it'll be I'm gonna send out an email today. I was gonna send out an email last night, but I just genuinely didn't have the capacity to. But I'll send out an email. So RSVP, you can literally just show up. We'll be able to see each other. So Wearby is like Zoom. It's just a little less glitchy for me. So we'll be able to talk and things like that and just connect. Okay? All right. So today we're talking about beyond boundaries, tapping into joy, imagination, and limitless possibility. Okay? Um, Obviously, we're going to acknowledge the heaviness in the air, even if we're not talking directly about the topic. Um, and I also just want to say I can understand and I can feel the immense weight that is on our shoulders, especially as Black women, Black femmes, and marginalized people, whether you are differently able, whether you are, excuse me, a part of the LGBTQIA community, um, however you define yourself, that is not neurotypical, right? That is not standard in the society in which we live in this country that I live in. There's a weight that we're all carrying. And my intention is that by the end of this session, that maybe you'll be able to put that weight down, even if it's just for a little bit, even if it's just for a moment, that you'll be able to breathe with the fullness of your body and feel some sense of joy, maybe even a sense of safety, if that is possible, you know, even if it's just for this moment. I am praying that you get relief. I'm praying that I also too can sense and feel that relief as well. I think for me, in real time, my mind is just like, this is history being recorded. This is my genuine response to what has happened. And that it's not just going to live in my head, but it'll live here. And it's a little weird for me. So I'm going to move a little slower, a little bit more intention and care. And I hope that you all do the same too. Okay? Okay. For all my tea drinkers, it is nettle tea with fenugreek seeds and ginger. Yeah, and echinacea to help move through. I've been up and down. I was like literally in Detroit, then I was in Arizona, and it was like hot, it was cold, it was hot, it was cold, and like it's gonna be 80 degrees today in Philadelphia. It's my body's just like, girl, what is going on? One day we have a jacket, one day we don't have a jacket. I just want to know how I'm supposed to show up. So tea it is. Some guiding questions for you to reflect on as we're tapping, as we're moving through today's session. How would it feel to release the weight that you may be feeling, even if it's just for a moment? This goal, the intention of this session, again, is to help us remember that we are allowed to dream, to help us remember that we are allowed to be at peace, experience rest, despite everything that we're experiencing. And even just like there's a collective undertone of like we just need to work harder, and I don't know if I'm in alignment with that undertone. I think that we need to rest. I think that we need to practice self-preservation. If I'm being completely honest, but how would it feel to be able to put it down? Like, let's remember that we do have our imagination. So even if in reality right now we cannot fathom what's currently happening, we can still go back into our minds, go back into our inner world, and imagine and remember that we do have this authority, we do have this level of power within us that can cultivate into the real world. And when we allow ourselves to be too consumed with what's happening outside of us, we give our power away to things that we don't want to empower. So if you find yourself being caught up in the chaos of the next coming days and years and weeks and months and all of those things, give yourself a moment to breathe and to recenter your power around what it is you want to see thrive and live and breathe and be. Do your absolute best not to feed into chaos. Your best, whatever that looks like, right? This is not to say don't be rageful. I think rage is healthy. I'm looking into creating some rage circles specifically for Black women, because I think that we don't express enough of our anger because we don't know where we can do that and feel safe. And I keep getting this notion that that's something that we can create. So if you are angry, be angry. If you are rageful, be rageful. And don't suppress it. See if you can find an outlet that will help you to power through it. Whether that is screaming into a pillow, whether that's ecstatic dancing, whether that's doing weightlifting. That tends to really help out a lot of women. Whether it's journaling, whether it's singing until you cry. Find ways to release that energy. And you'll find relief in that. You'll also find that there's joy waiting for you as you express this heaviness, as you figure out how to let go of the weight. Okay? Another question is, what does joy as a form of self-liberation look like to you? And I'll drop these in the chat as well, okay? So that way you guys can use them for later on if you want to. Jack, thank you so much for your donation. I just saw it. Thank you. Okay, next question. What does joy as a form of self-liberation look like for you? For me, it is choosing to take care of myself. I made sure that I went to bed early, that I didn't stay stuck to the news feed, that I woke up and took good care of myself, like really good care of myself. That is my form of liberation. The fact that I'm still able to do that for however long I'm able to do that, I'm going to take full advantage of it because it makes me really happy to listen to good music, to drink a really lovely tea, to be amongst people that I really care about. These are all things that are a form of liberation for me, that remind me that I am not only safe, but I'm cared for and I'm loved, not just by myself, not even just my ancestors, but by community, by other human beings, which is a very important thing to remember. People do love you. They love you as you are. That does exist. That is a very real feeling. Don't let what's happening diminish that real feeling. Okay? Other question. If you could imagine your world without limits, what might it feel like? I'm really hoping that you all will sit with these questions in your own time and just think about, what would it feel like to live in a world without limits? For me, to live in a world without limits is to live in a world without isms, without racism, without sexism, without capitalism, without ableism, without, oh my goodness, ageism. Like, just being able, those are limits. To remove them, that would just feel like I'm fully alive all of the time, not just in selective spaces, or in certain times when I'm in practice, but I would just simply exist to the fullness of my potential at all times. And not only would I be able to do that, but so would so many others, which means that I get to bear witness to people's genius, to people's compassion and empathy, to people's joy and happiness without limits. They would just be able to show up and love and care simply because it is an innate thing for us to do as human beings. That is a world without limits. That is what I pray that my niece and nephew will experience at some point in time in their lives. Right? Okay. Let me know if any of these questions resonate with you, how they make you feel. Okay? Thank you, Jack. Hi, TJ. Good morning. Want to say hi. Not good this morning. Very numb. Very sad. That's completely understandable, TJ. P, thank you for showing up positively. I am doing my best, P. Yes, the weather is wild. And, I know that this is not great because global warming is definitely a real thing and something that we should be taking very, 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 very seriously. Like, seriously. However, I am finding a silver lining in the fact that at least today is 80 degrees. Shouldn't be 80 degrees at all because we are well into November. But something about there being sunshine and warmth outside today is soothing to my soul. And I'm just taking it as a very, very, very small indirect win. Because again, climate change is terrible. Yeah. I'm like, at least it's 80 degrees, right? Thank you so much, Ron, for your donation. You're in PA as well, Monique, so then you understand it's about to be very hot outside. Yes. Thank you so much, Jack. Love your beautiful response to this moment. Would love to be in that space. Same, Katie. Rage is healthy. Rage is necessary. It is. Annette, may all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings live in peace. Thank you, Annette. Yes. Putting my well-being first and foremost before I can help others. Always. It's so important, especially now. First and foremost, there are just so many sirens. Like, since I've woken up, it's just been absolute chaos outside. But yes, putting yourself first in this moment is exactly what the collective needs. I know people don't think so. And I do think, depending on how you identify, there are certain things that you should be centralized and focused on. If you're an ally, I do believe that you should be out fighting. You should be out at the front lines because we genuinely do not have the capacity to be at the front lines, even though we are very much conditioned to do so. Even in me showing up to teach alive is showing my conditioning to my profession. But I do think people need to rest, specifically Black women, especially because of what we've had to witness, and what we will probably continue to witness. You need rest. You need to put yourself first. You need to remember how important you are. You need to remember that you are enough. You need to remember that you don't need to strive to prove your existence to anybody on this earth. You exist. Whether people say you do or don't is irrelevant to the fact that you exist, and you exist as a whole being. You exist as enough in this moment. You don't need any more accolades or degrees. You don't need any more accomplishments to prove your worth. Because even when you have those things, if people don't want to acknowledge that, they won't. That's still us putting our sense of self-worth into society and saying, will you finally see me? You need to see yourself. You need to know that I see you. You need to know that other people will see you, even if it's not the majority. And you can't fully believe that to be a true statement if you're not taking care of yourself first. It is extremely hard to believe if you are not taking care of yourself. It's almost laughable if you are not taking care of yourself. But it exists. People care. People love you deeply. People want to see you thrive and win. People care about your life. I care about your life, okay? I'm being inspired to reread Audre Lorde's statement. When I dare to be powerful, to use my strength in the service of my vision, then it becomes less and less important whether I am afraid. She also has a beautiful quote on the act of self-preservation and why that's necessary for us. So please tap into the wisdom of our elders, of our ancestors as well. They may not have gone through this exact moment, but they have gone through some moments, okay? It has not been a smooth ride. So if you can look back and connect, and not necessarily connect to be like, damn, nothing has changed, because that is very heavy. But to say, wow, times were different and they were still able to persevere. They were still able to find joy. They were still able to bring beauty into the world, to be a loving, soft, kind person. They were still able to express their rage. They were still able to show up to the best of their ability. And they created legacies that still impact me generations later, decades later. Lean into that aspect of it, okay? Hi, Rachel. I'm happy you're here. Firefly, hi. Yeah, it feels like the limits are closing in. It's hard to feel limitless. And that is exactly why I want to do this live today, because you're not the only person, Firefly, that feels like that. I realize that I take really good care of myself, and sometimes I don't realize as to why. Sometimes I'm just doing it out of habit because this is what I do, it's what I teach, it's my profession, yada, yada. And when I woke up this morning and I was still able to feel a sense of peace, I was still able to laugh, to experience some type of joy, it became even more clear to me how important joy is in our, not only our survival, but in thriving in this world. But you are infinite. You are limitless. We are bigger than the society that we live in, than the isms we have to face. But we need a deeper belief in that. And it's so much easier to believe in what we currently see, because it's what we can see. It's tangible. But if we give too much belief into what's tangible, we just recreate it again. We just experience more of it. And I know that I don't want to experience more of this at all, whatsoever. So I'm going to practice. I'm going to do my self-care. I'm going to do my breathing exercises. I'm going to stay hydrated. I'm going to rest as well as I can. I'm going to journal. I'm going to cry. I'm going to scream. I'm going to eat well. I'm going to tap. I'm going to do all the things that I need to do so that I do not become misaligned, so that I'm not callous or hardened or so disappointed by the world that I live in that I'm unable to dream or utilize my imagination in a way that will bring me relief, that will bring others relief. Yeah, at least we can imagine. Exactly. Thank you so much, Jack. Yes, this will at least allow me to be outdoors to ground myself. Exactly, Monique. Like, we gotta take our wins, but we can take our wins right now. Not a good win. Again, I'm not supporting climate change whatsoever. I'm very much against it, and I don't understand why people are not on board. But I will definitely say that, like, yeah, at least the sun is shining.